I remember when I was in the UK, I had a conversation that said maybe humans were not meant to speak. The more life moves, I feel this to be more and more real. This thought is, I am sitting here and I am surrounded by massive apartment buildings, swimming pools almost at every corner. I was listening to a Stellar Thoughts video earlier today, and it talks about letting go. When you talk to someone, just go with the flow. I remember listening to that for the first time. I always have this throwbacks to when I was younger, like very young. I already learned this. In general, gaining knowledge is a game of remembering. There is always something wrong. You sit down on a sunbed, you don't have a towel, even if you are at the most beautiful place. You will speak with kids in this place. They seem like they are bored. Most kids will grow up and never experience this freedom of playing in a playground, but we always have something to complain about. If you sit here on a sunbed, do you have an issue with it, or you think the other people will have an issue? Don't you want freedom? Isn't freedom all you ever wanted? So isn't this just an opportunity to showcase your freedom? You have all these good thoughts, you start writing them down, and you forget and lose that spark. I mean, another thought I've been having recently is, I have all these topics I love to create and write about, but when I want to isolate the topic and make a video on it, I struggle to keep in the topic. But sometimes I think of life and art. Art is such a simple thing, it's literally expressing. So there really isn't good or bad. Maybe that's why people tend to love it so much. It's the freedom they seek in life and deeply know that it is life in itself. You have to be selfish. This is a big lesson I learned. It was something I actually feel like I did not grasp a lot in my early life. You know, it never felt like it was the correct thing to do. Well, actually, a mindset you need to have is that people around you want you to be happy. So you being selfish and doing the things you want to do is actually what they want. Your family and everyone else. So many people, me included, do find ourselves living our lives through other people. Sometimes getting blank spaces in your writing is good. I honestly love that I'm doing these videos. In life, I feel I love to share these topics, but I can't never find anyone who I can vibe with about this deep thoughts. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I always used to daydream about everything and think about everything. I think this is honestly one of my main points for the fact that we don't learn, we already know everything. If you deeply think about the mechanics of a car, start with the steering wheel and how it works. I am talking about this specific idea because it's something I have thought of as a kid. You know, kids ask all the time how things work. I think I wanted to just think on it. I thought how the steering wheels moved. And even if it's not the way it's now designed, you could find another way, or a way that in your head makes sense. Physics is the same. I mean, the pendulum swing is one of them. You actually think about it and it all makes sense. I mean, in life, where everything starts with a thought, and we all have the same ability to think about everything,